Good Friday evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's edition of WPIAL High School Football Preview for Week 3 with some predictions. I'm Mason Pesky, your host. So it's going to be an interesting week of WPIAL football. We have some really good games tonight. We'll get to those in a minute. Last week was interesting as well. This, I think, is the big test for a lot of teams because if you think about it, and I know this because I ran cross country in high school, and cross country for us ends like the day before football. At this point in the seasons are nearly identical, so that's how I know some of this information, and I can relate. But in this point of our cross country season was a big time because we were approaching the halfway point for our section meets, and that was important because we were halfway there. We were at the halfway point, and we needed to know who is going to be good as a team or which teams were our big competitors and trying to stop us from getting to our biggest goals, and also the teams that maybe were right around us. So by this point in the year, we should know our competition, and that's the helpful thing too. And now this is how I can relate to it now, being an analyst kind of for high school football and analyzing these teams is counting week 0. There are 10 weeks for the WPIAL high school football season. 1 in August, that's week 0. The 5 Friday nights in September, 4 Friday nights in October. So that's 10 games total. This week, if you include week 0, if you make week 0 week 1, this is the 4th week of high school football. Next week, after next week's games, we will be at the halfway point. So now we are 6 weeks away from tonight will be the last night of regular season football. So 6 weeks doesn't feel like a long time, or 6 weeks feels like a long time, but really it's not. 6 weeks is not a long time, so we're going to start knowing more about these teams here pretty soon, and that helps as an analyst predicting these games. Therefore, the predictions should be way more accurate for you guys, and each team will know more about each other, and we'll truly know, and this is my concluding point, we'll truly know who is competing for playoff spots, section titles, and who may not be a playoff team this year. So it'll be interesting in like 2 or 3 weeks to see where we are at in terms of the season. Sorry if I don't sound the best today. I have a little bit of a headache, and school today was just okay. I mean, nothing was real interesting or anything, but I'm just tired. I have a headache. It's been a long week and all that. But I'm going to bear with you guys, and I'm definitely going to predict these couple games for WPIAL high school football tonight because I truly do love doing this for you guys. We're doing really good with our views. I saw for the Steelers game day post-game sale for last week against the 49ers. We're well over 250 viewers, and we're continuing to grow. So if you can tune into that one if you haven't already, please do. I'm trying to get that number way up, possibly even as close to 500 as possible. If we have time at the end, I'll let you know where we're at in terms of that. But anyway, now it's been already 3 minutes and 20 seconds, as I could see. It's time to get some high school football predictions, don't you say? First off, we're going to start in my hometown of Greensburg with the Washington Prexies, I think that's their name, at GCC playing the Greensburg Central Catholic High School Centurions. This will be a really close game. I think both teams are well coached. Both teams will be playing even with each other. It'll be an interesting game for sure, but I think Washington ekes out the win in this one. Central Catholic and Mount Lebanon, this was one of the games in contention for our game of the week. There were 3 of them. The game of the week we will be doing last, but this was one of the 3 games in contention, so sorry if you're upset that this one wasn't picked. It was a good game. I was thinking about it, but I just couldn't based off the one that was chosen. But Central Catholic and Mount Lebanon, these are 2 very good teams. They're both high-powered offenses. They're both able to compete at the highest possible levels. But I think Central Catholic has a little bit of the better team. I get it's a road game. I get it's at Lebo. But I still think Pittsburgh Central Catholic has a little bit of an edge. I'll take them by about a touchdown, maybe less. Hollidaysburg at Butler. This one's a little special to me because I'm at an FBL, Future Business Leaders of America conference out at Hershey this year. I made some friends that are on the Hollidaysburg football team, and it's a good thing that they're playing at Butler since I have a game where I could cover them and be able to predict one of their games. So if I'm able to predict one of their games, with this one being the one I'm predicting for them tonight, Why not predict a win? I'm going to predict Hollidaysburg to win this one and go Hollidaysburg. Peters Township at South Fayette. This will be a good game. I mean, both these teams are pretty even. Peters is 3-0. South Fayette's 2-1. South Fayette had a tough game last week against Montour that we covered and we discussed a little bit on here. But Montour's a really good team, and we'll get to them later. Spoiler alert. But we'll get to them later. But these two teams are good. This will come down to the wire. However, I believe South Fayette will narrowly pull out a win in this one. Mars at Indiana. Both these teams are good, surprising 2-1. Sorry, I just had to take that drink real quick. But both these teams are a surprising 2-1. They're both going to play a pretty good game. I just think Mars is probably a little better of a team in this one. So I'm going to take Mars. But 17-14. That's my score prediction for that one. Anyway, now on to our next game. This is a battle of unbeatens in Beaver. We have the South Park Eagles against Beaver. I don't know what they are. I think they're the Bobcats, Tigers, something like that. Looks like a tiger or a Bobcat logo to me, but South Park and Beaver, this will be a very good game. It'll definitely have an impact on the standings, so this will be an interesting one to watch. In the end, though, I have Beaver because they're the home team. I believe Beaver will have the edge, and I think they will defeat the South Park Eagles. All right, on to our last game now before the game of the week. This was the other game I was thinking about making the game of the week. I just couldn't because you could only pick one game, but Bell Vernon at Penn Trafford. Don't underestimate Penn Trafford at all in this one. They just got off to a slow start. I don't know what happened, but they just got off to a slow start. They're looking to rebound even their record before to 2-2 before my alma mater, the Hempfield Spartans, play them next week for their homecoming. But this will be a good game to prepare. It's going to be against Bell Vernon. Obviously, Bell Vernon's very good coming off that state championship. This will be an interesting matchup for sure. I just cannot pick against Bell Vernon right now. I'm going to take the Bell Vernon Leopards, narrowly winning this one. But don't count PT out tonight. Don't count PT out the rest of the way. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for as I find the game. The game of the week. We got the Montour Spartans and the Aliquippa Quips at the new Heinz Field in Aliquippa. So, this is a funny story, and I actually found this out on the news. Up until the 2021 season, the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers was called Heinz Field. This was popular for Pittsburgh because Heinz, the ketchup brand, was located right here in Pittsburgh. They always had the Heinz red zone where the ketchup bottles were on the scoreboard. I do have some old videos. I think they're from 2019 when we played the Rams. You could see the scoreboard from then, how they had the ketchup bottles, and they poured ketchup into the scoreboard. Not real ketchup, but like a ketchup pouring bottle simulator every time the Steelers were in the red zone. So that was cool that they had that in Heinz Field. Just became a Pittsburgh staple. In the summer of 2022, Heinz decided not to renew their naming license with the Steelers or Pitt or the owners of Acrisure Stadium. And the Steelers and Pitt or whoever owns that stadium picked Acrisure, an insurance company out of Michigan, Detroit Tigers. I didn't wear the shirt for that reason, but I just had the shirt on today. Might as well point it out, but Michigan for that. So, and now Heinz Field is called Acrisure Stadium. This caused uproar amongst Pittsburgh fans, and we miss Heinz Field, to be honest. Some people still call it Heinz. I call it Acrisure, but sometimes I mistakenly call it Heinz. But Aliquippa brought back Heinz Field. I guess they built a new football field or renovated theirs. I think they built a new one, and they decided to name it Heinz Field. So it's really cool how they did that. I'm pulling for Aliquippa because I like that idea. However, they will definitely face a tough task tonight in beating the Montour Spartans. They're 3-0. Aliquippa's 2-0. This will be a close game. It's going to come down to the wire the last couple series, but in the end, I have the Aliquippa Quips being the team that defeats the Montour Spartans. That's all I have for you guys today. After I watch the highlights tonight, I will try to recap the games through tomorrow. Tomorrow's a busy day. Obviously, we have the WPIAL recap. We have the college football preview of those games. And we have our pick game day pregame. So big pick game tomorrow. It's the Backyard Brawl in Morgantown. Then I will be doing a post game so for the pick game day post game. Thankfully, Sundays, no Steelers day. We'll do our Steelers pregame and post game. Our Steelers post game will come Tuesday morning, likely once I get home, and do some stuff over there. But our Steelers pregame will definitely be Monday, and I'm super excited to do that one with you guys. Hopefully we keep getting the views that we've gotten. Like I said before, just please do me one favor from watching this video and making this. And the one favor that I ask you all to do is just, it's very simple. Just whenever you see your family, friends, your significant other, your bosses, your colleagues, your teachers, your peers, just anybody you know, just please spread the word about this channel. Please let people know about these videos because I truly do love making these videos for y'all. And I love seeing the views we're getting. We're doing very good with the views right now. Let's continue to grow this channel and let's make it into one of the top sports broadcasting or whatever you want to call it, sports, personalized sports channels out there. That's always been one of my goals. I would greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me if you would just tell one friend or one family member, one coworker, one teacher, one boss just about this channel, why you like this channel, and please recommend a view for this channel. That's all I have for you guys today. Enjoy this Friday night of WPIAL high school football. Remember, spread the channel. Have a good night. Stay safe. Take care. Peace.